tonight. How can we protect young people from harmful activity on social media? A York student has told BBC Look North that his addiction to certain smartphone apps became so severe it led to him trying to take his own life.
Danny Bowman spent hours on his phone.
Good evening. North Yorkshire Police had to disperse a large group of revellers in York last night after pubs and restaurants closed at 10 o'clock in line with the new government curfew. The gathering was filmed by many people on their mobile phones and shared widely on social media.
And you feel just wonderful when you're climbing it.
You feel wonderful. It's my first time climbing, Ewan. I don't think we're even halfway up, but we're trying, aren't we?
Yeah, it's not, not too far. You just got to keep driving with your legs and not let your mind take over.
My mind has taken over, Ewan, but I know I've been in safe hands with you.
For mere mortals like me, it's achievement enough to overcome fear and tiredness and get to the top.
We made it! Thank you, Ewan.
Pleasure. Higher
than the Angel of the North. Now the easy bit, getting down. Woo! Well, it's not just Dad who's enjoying Sasha's performances. Many neighbours on the street here where she lives are also coming out of their homes to see her daily dances. And how are you finding it, guys?
You teams are really making me smile.
People love live theatre music and comedy because of that physical relationship, that chemistry there is between the performer here and the audience. But of course, that's also a big sticking point when we're obeying social distancing. But industry leaders have asked why it's okay for people to sit together on trains, aeroplanes and buses and not here in the theatre.
Well, if you haven't been on a bus for a while, you're going to see some pretty dramatic changes. So let's hop on board and give you a look. Here's bus driver Claire. Hi, Claire. First things first, from Monday you will have to wear a face covering like this if you're going to use public transport. You'll then notice lots of signs on the bus and areas where you can't sit. That is, of course, to observe social distancing.
It was really overwhelming, so I couldn't walk. And we went to see the surgeon and he told me it was still bruising. And at that point I just thought, I'm being fobbed off. We've seen women that are at the brink of suicide over this because they're not listened to, they're not heard.
Bonnie's case is far from unique. There are thousands of women who've come forward to share their stories of living with chronic pain after having this procedure. To the Nation last night, the Prime Minister said that primary schools could reopen by as early as June the 1st. He suggested a phased reopening involving reception, Year 1 and Year 6. Now, here at St Catherine's, that would mean 180 pupils in the school, aged from 4 to 11 years old.
Yeah.
And just lay down on your stomach.
For the last 1,000 metres, we travelled on what's called a man-carrying conveyor, which turned out to be a fast-moving and very bumpy ride. And then, after just a few minutes by foot in sweltering heat, I got my first sighting of the coalface.
It's taken 2 hours to get here. It's hot, noisy, confined and filthy, but it's so exhilarating to see this beast of a machine cutting into the coalface.
Well, this is one of my favourite parts of the house, the yellow drawing room, where visitors are being encouraged to lie down here on the cushions and the beanbags. Then they can get a fantastic view of the ceiling above, which has been lit up with gorgeous illustrations which make the plasterwork really dance and move about.
Well, of course, this isn't about being the next Joe Root. It's about still enjoying the game, keeping active, and of course, meeting new people. Come on, Mike.
Leeds is one of 5 cities that's being targeted by Extinction Rebellion this week. It's been chosen because it's the largest financial centre outside of London. Members of this movement say they want the banking industry as well as the government to take notice of their disruptive actions. The radars here monitor the skies above 365 days a year. They can see 3,000 miles into space. And at this time of year, the military carry out a very special operation.
Hey crew, we've just received a special festive tasking from Lapland Ops. Stand by for actions.
They followed a newly installed one-way system and took in the views of Yorkshire's open-air gallery.
park's been on this 500-acre site since 1977. The only time it's ever shut is for Christmas. So the last few months of closure have really been devastating for its finances. Well, what a treat it is to be up on top of York Minster. The views on a day like this are absolutely gorgeous, but of course for the experts here it's just their workplace, and their focus is very much on the care, the precision, looking after these ancient medieval stained glass windows. Now, here's something you don't often see. A football match in West Yorkshire was disrupted by an unusual pitch invader yesterday. An Alpaca. Colton Athletics' home tie against Ilkley Town was halted for 15 minutes in the first half after Oscar escaped to a nearby field and joined the action. Attempts were made to entice it off the pitch with food, and a local farmer eventually managing to shepherd it home. Don't think it scored any goals there.
No way. No way. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Woo! Mike, I'm going to kill you when we get down. Mike. Oh my God. Right, I need to get down now.
Mr. Spiky, right close to your face like this. Right, really close.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to let go and Mr. Spiky will swing away. But because of the laws of conservation of energy and because of science, we know that Mr. Spiky cannot come further back than he started.
We definitely know that, don't we?
We definitely know that, and you trust the science, don't you?
Sort of, but I don't know you very well, Martin. Do I trust you? You know what I mean?
This is nothing to do with me, this is to do with science.
Right.
So this is part of my Friday show, so you can come and see this again, and other people can have a go. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay,
come on.
Are you going to look at it when it happens?
No, I'm in denial.
Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1... Now, don't move forward.
Yay!
Well done.
Woo! Because I don't get danger money, you know, so...
Well, there's some aspirin over there.
Your life in their hands.
I know, Phil. Thanks for volunteering
And you've come out
me for
intact.
that. Thanks, Martin. We'll be back for the late bulletin, of course.
We
Are you
will.
off to book that flight to Singapore?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll have first-class travel as well.
Of course. Nothing less for you, Phil. That's all from us.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your company. We're back, of course, with your late news here on 1. That's at 10:20. See you later.